Barcelona is a must-visit. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This Catalan gem is a buzzing hub that totally lives up to its hype. It's got incredible museums, top-notch restaurants, and a nightlife scene that'll keep you going till dawn. And in this video, I'll be covering the top 9 activities and attractions in Barcelona. Seriously, you can't go wrong here. Let's start with number 9. 9. Tibidabo. Tibidabo Mountain isn't just a fairground, it's way more than that. You'll spot it from the city center. Up on a peak, there's this grand temple that catches your eye and makes you want to check it out. It's officially called the Temple Expiatori del Sagrat Cor, or Sacred Heart Church for short, and it's got this huge bronze statue of Jesus on the roof that you can actually go up to in an elevator. It's pretty mind-blowing and a bit windy up there, and suddenly you get why the amusement park next to it is so charming, especially with its retro-style rides like a Ferris wheel with colorful seats made for enjoying the views and the screams. Grown-ups love the views, while kids go crazy for the rides. Wrap up your day with a gin and tonic on the terrace of Mirablau Bar near where the blue tram stops. Trust me, the seats by the edge are the best spot to soak it all in. 8. Camp Nou. The buzz of FC Barcelona's presence in the city is palpable, especially at their home stadium, the Camp Nou. With a whopping capacity of 99,354, it's the largest stadium in Europe, and they're planning to make it even bigger, aiming for 105,000 seats. Interestingly, all the seats are owned by season ticket holders, but if they can't make it to a game, they release their seats to the public. So don't worry, there's usually plenty available, especially for games against lower Liga teams, and you can usually snag tickets 72 to 48 hours before kickoff. Barcelona's home games in La Liga, the Spanish soccer league, usually happen from mid-August to the end of May, and if you're a fan, you can still catch tours of the stadium and the FC Barcelona Museum, starting from around $30. You'll get to see Messi's trophies, walk through the players' tunnel, and even sit on the first team's bench. So if you've got some football fans coming along, or if you're a football fan, you absolutely need to visit here. 7. Barceloneta. Barcelona boasts miles of beaches, stretching from Sant Sebastià to Levant. A lot of these beaches are in Barceloneta, a famous neighborhood with a rich maritime history. It grew on the island of Mayans back in the 17th century. Taking a stroll through Barceloneta's streets is one of the best things you'll do. You'll see quaint two-story houses that have a simple charm to them. But what really draws people in is the amazing food scene. Barceloneta serves up a variety of delicious dishes, from tapas and vermouth to paella and seafood, and if you're into yachts, you'll love checking out the fancy ones parked at marinas like the Port Olympic complex. Here's a tip. Make sure to swing by Can Soleil. This seafood restaurant has been around since 1903 and is a classic in the city. They've got one of the best selections of rice and fideo dishes in the neighborhood. 6. Els Encants. Els Encants is not your average flea market. It's got a seriously cool roof. I mean, we're talking about a ceiling that's over 80 feet tall, made of wavy zinc and aluminum, and covered in mirrored silver gold that reflects the crazy hustle and bustle of the stalls below. This market of random treasures has been around in Barcelona since about 1300, moving around the city's streets and squares. But in 2013, it got a fancy new home in Poble Nou. Designed by the super-talented architect Fermín Vázquez, who's also given the city's iconic Camp Nou soccer stadium a makeover, it's a real sight to behold, especially with its stylish neighbors. On one side, you've got the shiny Torre Glorias and Disney Hub, the design museum. And if you turn 90 degrees, you'll spot La Sagrada Familia saying "Hola" in the background. 5. Santa Maria del Mar. This is one of the locals' absolute favorite churches. If you've read Ildefonso Falcones' book, Cathedral of the Sea, you probably already know a bit about it. The story is set during the construction of this Gothic church, with one of its stoneworkers as the main character. But the church's real history is almost stranger than fiction. Back in 1428, it was hit by a big earthquake. Then, in July 1936, it was set on fire and burned for 11 days straight. If you look inside, you can still see the dark marks from the fire on the roof. The building has really tall columns, spaced 43 feet apart. When you step inside, the airy feeling combined with the huge stained glass windows makes it feel like you're being lifted up into the sky. 4. Olympic Ring. Back in 1992, Barcelona hosted the Olympics, and they built the Olympic Ring on Montjuic Hill to mark the occasion. This sprawling complex covers over 400 hectares and features some iconic landmarks. You've got the Calatrava Communications Tower, the Lewis Company's Olympic Stadium, the Palau Sant Jordi Sports Hall, the Picornell swimming pools, and the headquarters of the Catalan Institute for Physical Education. Plus, there's the Joan Antoni Samaranch Olympic and Sports Museum, which opened its doors in 2007. Some people say the ring looks more like a sewing needle, but hey, I think it's pretty cool either way. When you're planning your trip, make sure to check out events at Palau Sant Jordi and its neighboring club. They host all sorts of big sporting events and concerts, from the Backstreet Boys to the Basketball World Championships. 3. La Boqueria. La Boqueria is probably Barcelona's oldest market. It's been around since 1217, starting off as just a bunch of meat stalls on La Rambla. But don't think it's stuck in the past. With over 200 stands, it's like a symphony for food lovers. You've got traders calling out, glasses clinking, and friendly greetings echoing around you. And let's not forget about the smell. That's what really hits you. It's this warm, ocean-salty aroma filled with the scent of freshly fried fish that just wakes up your senses, gets your stomach rumbling, and makes your doctor worry a bit. And of course, you've got to wash it all down with a glass of cava. But before you dive into the market, grab yourself a fruit smoothie from one of the brightly colored stalls. Then take a stroll around. The deeper you go, the better the deals you'll find. 2. Picasso Museum. The Picasso Museum is spread across 5 palaces, a fitting tribute to the artist who first came to Barcelona when he was just 14 and kept coming back to this beautiful city. Downstairs, you'll find a courtyard and fancy archways leading into bright studios where his art shines. Upstairs, the rooms are fancy, with ceilings painted like they're dripping with crystal chandeliers. People don't just come here for Picasso's art, they love the ambiance that keeps them coming back. If you're hoping to see Picasso's famous pieces, you might have to wait a bit. Guernica is in the Reina Sofia Museum in Madrid, and The Weeping Woman is in London's Tate Modern. But Barcelona's museum gives you the whole story of Picasso's art journey. From his early days as a traditional painter to his groundbreaking Cubist work, it's all laid out here. And there are some surprises too, like his cool ceramics. I'd recommend visiting just before sunset for some breathtaking lighting that's perfect for snapping photos. La Sagrada Familia. You simply can't visit Barcelona without checking out La Sagrada Familia, Gaudi's incredible masterpiece dedicated to the Holy Family. It's an absolute must-see. And here's an interesting fact. It's also the biggest unfinished church in the world. Nobody really knows when it will be finished. Some locals even think they're intentionally dragging it out to keep that work-in-progress vibe going. Make sure you book your ticket in advance. They're available up to 3 months ahead, so you can explore inside and marvel at the amazing vaults and colorful stained glass windows. And trust me, it's worth splurging on the audio guide and a trip up to one of the towers. I'd recommend the Nativity Facade. I hope you've gotten some inspiration on what to see and do in Barcelona. If so, I'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe for more travel videos like this.